Hi guys, in this video we want to talk about event listeners. So what are event listeners? So event listeners is a JavaScript method that allow us to track an event. So instead of using the attribute on click and all that, we can actually track an event that happens to any HTML element in our document and perform some action and perform some event handling. So let's see how it goes and let's try it out. So let's get a button, a simple button now. Let's say this button is click me, right? Let's say button is click me. I might type in. So I save this. So I go to my browser, I run it. So once I run it, you see the click me button here now. So I want to add an event listener to this button so that once they click on this button, it will alert something, right? So instead of us using the onClick event like we did in the previous video, like this, onClick event, then we'll add a function here that we did in the previous video. So we're not going to do that. We're going to use an event listener to track when this button is being clicked. So I open my script tag here and use event listener. So I'm going to get this. I can use ID here to get it, but let me just use query selector now. So I'll say document dot query selector, right? Then button. So it's going to get my first button element in the document. So I'm going to get it. So I've actually gotten this button now. So I want to add my event listener. So I click on add events listener, right? See, I've added event listener. So this is the method. So the method carries two arguments. The first argument is the event, and the second argument is a callback function, right? So the first argument here we want to track is click. So we want to click event on this particular element here. So on click event, what then will happen after the click event? So the second event carries our callback function. So this is how our function will look like now. Function without the name. So this is how it looks like. So since this is our callback function, what we want to do now, we want to alert. You just click me, right? For example. So we'll alert you click me. So I save this, I go back to my browser, I reload it. When I click here, you see, you click me. So that is a simple event listener that we'll just add over here. So apart from the click event, we can add other kind of events that we might want to listen to. For example, also might want to listen to mouse over. So we want to listen to mouse over event. So once you hover over the element, you see, once I just put my mouse on top of the element, that stuff appears, right? So that's mouse over events. We can also allow our mouse out. So any kind of event comes in here, mouse out. So take this. So once I'm taking my mouse outside this event, this button, it allows that, right? You see that? So we can add any kind of event here. So, but let's just leave it at click event for now. It's perfect. So another thing about event listener is that all of this function, we can choose to take it out here. We can choose to create an external function out here. And let's say there's a function here. Let's say this function is the click me function. Click me function. I don't want an argument actually. So I just want, once it click this function, it creates an alert to say alert you click me. Right, so that's what I want. So I come over here to add this function here. So I just add the click me here, and that's all. So once I come over here, I refresh and I click, you see, you click me. So you notice I did not add parentheses here, right? So I just leave it like this, so it's going to work perfectly fine. I think I've omitted something. All right, let's say we want to pass parameter to this function, so it's going to alert the multiplication of the parameters, right? So let's see how we're going to do that. Let me just comment this one out. So what we're going to do here now, we can take this out for now. We'll add a function, a callback function here, something like this. Then the click me function now. This is the click me function. It's going to have the first parameter. The first parameter is 1, the second parameter is 5. So I'm going to end it here. So once I come over here now, I'm going to alert the multiplication of this function. So I'm going to alert let's say this is A, let's say this is B, right? So we're going to alert A times B, right? So let's see what's going to get. So it's going to give us the multiplication of this function. So let me reload this and click on it. So it's going to give me 50, right? Exactly. So that's how we add parameters into our event listeners. So I touched event listeners, also use callback function with event listeners. So in our next video, we'll be talking about the this keyword in event handling. So see you in the next video.